Welcome back to another UNC football recruiting podcast here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. And if you're checking us out on our YouTube channel, Tar Heel Illustrated, I'm THI publisher Andrew Jones, and joining me as she does pretty much every time we talk Carolina football recruiting, our very own Miss Deana King. You can also catch Deana's work at ncpreps.com. She's the publisher over there as well. She wears a lot of hats. She wears a big hat for us here at THI. And Deana, a couple of weeks ago, we did a podcast discussing the remaining class of 2021 signees who are playing in spring seasons. So this week, we're going to do a podcast on the 4 class of 2022 commits who are playing spring seasons. 3 of them for sure are playing. We're still trying to get some information on Trevyon Green. We'll hit on that in just a second here. But there are 4 kids in the class that are committed, 3 of them from Virginia, 1 from North Carolina, the most recent being Malaki Hamrick, who is from Shelby, North Carolina, 4-star kid, 5.9 rating, big-time talent, someone that you have seen a lot in person. You've gotten to know him over the last couple of years. You were at his announcement recently. So what is the latest on how Malaki Hamrick and Shelby are doing this season?
Shelby heading into, just finished up week 5. So they're going into week 6. Shelby's 4-1, and they're coming off a tough loss to rival in Cleveland County, rival Kings Mountain on Saturday. Those 2 teams are going to be really, really good and make long, deep playoff runs. But I was telling you before that when Shelby loses, it's almost kind of like Alabama or Ohio State fans losing one game and they think it's like the end of the world. They're not supposed to lose any games, but just because they're championship pedigree. And Malaki even put a statement on Twitter, kind of apologizing to the Shelby Golden Line Nation for the loss and everything. And he really is takes his football serious. But 5 games in, he's got 46 tackles. 8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and that's for 5 games. And I know last year he really had some really big numbers, and maybe the reason why is a lot of people kind of were more preoccupied with Jack Holyfield. Dax Holyfield's younger brother was in the mix, so Malaki he had some really big numbers last year, so now all the attention is focused on him. And so and they also have Santana Hopper, who is a big target for UNC as well. So that Shelby defense is really, really good. But Kings Mountain did get the win this past Saturday.
So a lot of teams are just kind of going away from Malaki, just trying to stay out of his area so he wreaks less havoc. In high school, you go to a high school game sometimes and you see the 4-star kid and everybody else, and the opposing team, if the 4-star is a DE or linebacker, they're doing everything in their power to go in another direction. And so sometimes those kids don't rack up huge numbers because of that. So is that kind of what happening with Malaki right now?
Well, last year Malaki was actually a defensive end, and smaller schools, his size, a lot of players, linemen are kind of smallish, 6'2", 6'3", 205. They put them on the defensive end. He's going to play outside linebacker kind of at UNC in Bateman's system. So his strength his burst off the edge. So, if he's kind of learning the outside linebacker, he may be playing a few more steps off the ball. So he's having to try to kind of learn how to pursue the guys. Now, he has some good speed. That's one thing that I've noticed. He goes from sideline to sideline. He's not as fast as Raw in power, but he does have some speed.
Well, he'd be a hybrid, so maybe he doesn't need to be as fast as Raw in power. 6'4", 200 pounds. He committed about a month ago. I mean, I've seen him. I've seen video of him, stuff like that. He looks like he's going to fit in really, really well with that group, that hybrid group, the defensive end hybrid group. A couple kids from Virginia. Let's move over to the Commonwealth. Tychaun Chapman was the first commitment in this class. He's a wide receiver, a 3-star kid out of Virginia Beach. So what's the latest with him and his team?
He plays at Princess Anne, and everybody should know now that's Tony Grimes' high school. So Tychaun, he's having a good year. They're 3-2. They've had some tough losses as well. Tychaun, in talking and watching, seeing highlights and newspaper clippings on him, he's having a really good season with just doing a little bit of everything for Princess Anne. He's running the ball, he's catching the ball. Got some stats for you: 31 rushes, 229 yards, 3 touchdowns, 31 receptions for 584 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So they're using Tychaun all over the field, and he's going to be a very big weapon for Coach Longo and his offense when he arrives in Chapel Hill.
I got a chance to talk to him and see him at a camp in Virginia Beach last June, late June. In fact, a lot of big timers were up there. Tony Grimes, Zach Rice, a bunch of those guys, George Petaway. And Chapman just looks like the kind of guy you just give him the ball in space and let him do his thing. And, I wouldn't say think Josh Downs or Daz Newsome, but I think there are some similarities if you want to envision the kind of player he is, certainly at this level, and how he might be used at the next level.
Playmaker.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a football player, playmaker. So, yeah, some exciting stuff on Chapman.
4-star defensive back, also from Virginia Beach, Tayon Holloway. What's the latest with him? How's he doing this spring?
He plays for Green Run High School, another high school up there in the Virginia Beach 757 area. They're 3-1. He's been playing both sides of the ball and doing really good on offense and defense. He's had several touchdown receptions for Green Run, and doing what he's supposed to be doing in the secondary. He's had some interceptions and stuff. So he's somebody that Coach Bly and the staff locked in on and really excited to get this guy, because he's kind of like Chapman. He's just a playmaker, and just anytime he gets the ball, he's got the potential to score.
Committed to Carolina on Christmas Day, so we had to work Christmas Day because of that. But it's pretty cool. In fact, he was the second commit in the class behind Tychaun Chapman. They kind of had a bang there in December when they started building this class. You and I were talking before we started the podcast. So it's kind of explain what you know about Trevyon Green's school. He's from Chester, Virginia, a huge offensive lineman, 6'7", 340, a 3-star kid. What can you tell us? They had a fall season. He's in a private school, right? They had a fall season, or kind of fill everybody in on that, because I'm not exactly sure myself.
Life Christian in Chester, they did play 5 games, I believe, this fall. They finished 2-3, and just I don't know the situation in Virginia if they can still practice in the spring or what, but I was trying to check up on him, and I looked on Max Preps and said they had a game scheduled for the 2nd of April. So I might have to check in and see if that is a legit game or what. But him being an offensive lineman and another Virginia guy for the Tar Heels, he's done a tremendous job. We've documented his weight loss and his dedication, and the Carolina staff's keeping their word to him for his hard work. So they got him in on the line, so I expect, we said this class is going to be kind of small, so there's a couple more spots I believe they're going to keep open for linemen, but they definitely got Trevyon Green there.
Well, they've targeted some big time offensive linemen. And when we say small, they got 4 in right now. We don't think they're going to take more than 10 more. I think they're going to cap out at about 14. And at least one more spot for an offensive lineman, perhaps even 2. But Trevyon Green will be in that mix. 4 kids this spring. It's kind of weird that we're talking about games in the spring when we're also dealing with basketball stuff and everything else. But the last year has been unlike any other in just about every conceivable way, Deana. Awesome stuff as usual. You guys can go check out Deana's work. If you're not a subscriber, you got to get a hold of Deana's Dandy. She updates that on the board every several times a week, and it's only on our premium message board. So for $8.33, you can become a subscriber at THI and have access to absolutely everything we do, and we do a ton. We go where the Tar Heels go, and we're all over the place with recruiting. So for Deana King, this is Andrew Jones. Thanks for stopping by. Check out our other stuff on our YouTube channel as well, and go take a look at THI. We got a lot of good stuff going on. Thanks for stopping by.